Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, here we go with part 3 of my Nintendo Gamecube collection, and that's what I want to talk about on today's episode. So fuck that intro.
All right, here's part 3 of my GameCube collection. So we're gonna start out with Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. A lot of people don't give Paper Mario games the time of day, and it's unfortunate because they're really good. And if you need some reassurance on that, just talk to my buddy Ron, man, because he fucking loves this game. And I do also, and it's a pretty good game. You know, something about this type of style I didn't think I'd be a fan of, but when I played these, I really did enjoy them. So, Paper Mario. Next one is Phantasy Star Online, episodes 1 and 2. I'm not a huge fan, like I said, of RPGs and things like that. But one cool thing about this game is it had split screen multiplayer, which was really cool. Up to 4 people, actually. Pretty cool game, and one that you don't see very often, I guess. Next game I'm going to talk about, Pikmin. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't really like Pikmin very much. I played the Wii U one a little bit. I think it was Pikmin 3. Yeah, it was okay. I figured I'd add it to the GameCube collection a long time ago. So, Pikmin. Next game I'm going to talk about is obviously Pikmin 2. I think I got this at a yard sale long time ago, so pretty cool because, like I said, the price of GameCube stuff is just through the fucking roof, and I would never pay that much for this game these days. Whatever it's worth, I wouldn't pay it. So, yep, Pikmin 2. Another game I got is PN03 product number. Now, this is made by Capcom. I think this was at a convention I bought this game. But it's not the greatest game, but it's pretty cool. I do like games made by Capcom, so when I saw this, I was like, I didn't know a whole lot about it, but I said, well, Capcom made it, so let's give it a shot. So, yeah, PN03. Next game we're going to talk about is Pokemon Coliseum. I honestly just got this because I think it was at a thrift store. Somebody paid 20 bucks for it, I guess, at GameStop back in the day. Yeah, I didn't. So, Pokemon Coliseum. Not the biggest Pokemon fan, but it is what it is. They make a ton of games, and every one of them are expensive. So, Pokemon Coliseum. Now we're getting into the stuff I really enjoy. We're talking about Resident Evil 0. A lot of people didn't like this game just because of the different item system that it had. This is the only Resident Evil game that did not use an item box, and you could actually discard weapons on the ground, which I thought was a pretty cool concept. So it was pretty cool because when you held the GameCube controller, your left analog would control Rebecca, but your right analog, you could actually control Billy with it. So it was really cool, and you can have them, make them shoot enemies for you, or they could back you up, or you can make them where they wouldn't shoot it, or just flee. It was pretty cool, man. So, and you swapped weapons back and forth. A lot of people don't like this game. It's kind of a precursor to the original Resident Evil. I really enjoy it. When it came out, I was super excited to play it. So, Resident Evil 0. A lot of people don't like it, but it was so cool because when this came out, you really didn't know how the mansion became to be. Which is in Resident Evil 1. This game kind of gave the story before the mansion. So you was actually able to find out how Rebecca got to the mansion. And you're just like, well, how the fuck is that? Well, you find out in this game. So super cool, Resident Evil 0. I'm going to take about a full minute to talk about this game. In my opinion, it's the best survival horror game ever made. And that is the Resident Evil remake. Now, it's hard to say any bad things about this game. They took original Resident Evil on PS1, made it 10 times better, updated the graphics, actually added some different areas, but kept true to the formula and the original Resident Evil game. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they pulled it off. The voice acting is probably bad by today's standards, but it was an upgrade from the PS1 version. I remember when this came out, I was so hyped. I was just a huge Resident Evil fan. The stuff that they added in this game was so freaking cool, man. And to this day, you can pop this in, and it actually looks pretty damn good still. And you got to remember, this game's over 20 years old. To see a game, still look good today is just incredible. Man, I just remember playing this with my cousin Travis, and we loved it. We put so much time into it, just like we did on the PS1 version. So Resident Evil, probably my favorite. Well, not probably. It's my favorite survival horror game of all time. A lot of people like the new Resident Evil 2 that just came out, the remake. To me, this is how you do it right. You keep it true to the formula, very little ammo, actually survival horror. So freaking cool. They added defense weapons, so if you were getting ready to get bit like it shows right here, you could take a dagger out and you could stab them with it so you wouldn't take a hit. Super freaking cool game. One of my favorites on the console. Next game I'm going to talk about, obviously, is Resident Evil 2. A lot of these Resident Evil games are, for some reason, really hard to find, and they're really expensive on the GameCube. I don't know why, because this was a direct port. And I don't know. I love Resident Evil 2, don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying it, but coming off of the remake and then, nothing really new came out. It was just, they started releasing these, which was fine, but I had already played the shit out of the PS1 Resident Evil 2. So pretty freaking cool. And all these actually have 2 discs. So because the games were so big and they use those little bitty discs for the GameCube. But Resident Evil 2, fantastic game. Next game is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is its own game, I feel like. There's just things about it that take it away from being a survival horror, but I still consider it one of the, 3 survival horror games. Like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 to me are the just lifeblood of survival horror. This one had a few more weapons that you could get so you could dominate with. I really feel like after, this game, they went in a totally different direction and made it super action-packed and action-based and quick time events and a bunch of bullshit. So I appreciate them sticking to the formula on this game. Next game I'm talking about is a preview disc. You could actually pre-order Resident Evil 4, and if you pre-ordered it, you got this preview disc, which was kind of cool, and it gives you a playable demo of the game because nobody knew what to expect from Resident Evil 4. So this little preview disc that they would give you when you pre-ordered the game. So pretty cool. I saw it at a convention and I was like, well, you know what, I don't have that, so I figured why not pick it up. Next game I'm going to talk about is Resident Evil Code Veronica X. In my opinion, a very underrated Resident Evil game. I remember playing this on the Dreamcast, and it's one of the main reasons that I wanted a Dreamcast, because I knew that they were going to have an exclusive, time-based exclusive Resident Evil game for it, and this game was it, and it was called Resident Evil Code Veronica. They just added the X for the GameCube version. Now, super cool story. One of the creepiest stories in the series, and this is technically after Resident Evil 3, and I just loved the protagonists in this game, the actual bad guys, and they're a brother and sister combo, and they're called the Ashfords, and I just love the estate. I love the backgrounds in this game. I love the whole atmosphere, and the Ashfords were just so damn creepy, and the cinemas in this game are so damn creepy. So super cool, super fun game, and like I said, I'm a Resident Evil lover, so I had to get it. Next game I'm going to talk about is Skies of Arcadia Legends. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't put a lot of time into this, very little actually, and I bought it years ago. And I honestly only bought it because it was made by Sega. And I said, well, I love Sega and maybe I'll get around to playing it. But nowadays, I guess it's sought after, so I'm sure it's great. I haven't played a ton of it, but what I did play, it was fun. Skies of Arcadia Legends. This game I got recently, and I caught it for a deal and I couldn't believe it. And it is Sonic Gems Collection. Whenever I've only seen this a couple times out in the wild, and every time I do, it's torn to hell. I never find it in good shape. But when I saw it at a convention and he had it underpriced, oh, I immediately bought it. And this thing is so clean. I remember my buddy Greg actually was at the convention and he said, hey, check this out, I found this. And as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh my goodness. Now, you're probably wondering what games come on this. And it actually says 3 must-have hits, including Sonic CD, plus 6 bonus games. Well, the 3 main games that are on it are Sonic CD, Sonic Fighters, and then Sonic R. There's 6 bonus games that were actually all Game Gear games. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic Spinball, Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble, Sonic Drift 2, Tails Sky Patrol, and Tails Adventures. So as soon as I seen it, I knew I was going to pick it up and put it in the collection. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I remember looking it up and it was going for like $30 under what price charting was. So I was like, I scooped it up immediately. Next game I'm going to talk about is Sonic Mega Collection. Just another collage of Sonic games. 7 great hits plus extra games and bonus features. Kind of the same premise, but this has all the bangers from the original Sega Genesis. Sonic, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic Spinball, Sonic 3D Blast, and the great Sonic and Knuckles. Super cool. They have unlockable secrets you can find. Bonus material, has like different covers in the game that you can look at, like comic book art and things like that. So I'm glad I picked it up. Usually when I see this, it's always the yellow label, and I don't understand that. It's like the little million seller version. So when I could find a black label, I finally found one and I picked it up because my entire GameCube collection is just black label only. Next game I'm going to talk about is Soul Calibur 2. I was a huge fighting game fan back then, and one reason I picked it up is so I could play as Link. And what more do you say? Every one of these games had an exclusive character for the system. So the GameCube version you could play as Link. The PS2 version you could play as Hayashi from Tekken, and the Xbox version you could play as Spawn. So I had to get this because it has the exclusive artwork and the exclusive characters. So yeah, Soul Calibur 2. The next game I'm going to talk about is Star Wars Rogue Leader, which is Rogue Squadron 2. Don't really have any nostalgia for Star Wars, which is very weird to say as somebody my age, but I was just into G.I. Joe instead. So I did pick these up because they are really great games. I'm not into Star Wars, but I picked them up, and I picked up the Star Wars Rebel Strike, which is Rogue Squadron 3. So these two games right here, and yeah, they're pretty freaking cool. They're just about the same game too, so super fun. Next game I'm going to talk about is Star Fox Assault. First party Nintendo title. I enjoyed it. It has 4-player split screen on it, where you can battle each other, kind of like Mario Kart. A lot of people didn't like the one that came out, which was Star Fox Zero, but I really like Star Fox Assault. I think it's better than Star Fox Zero, and a lot of people didn't like this game either for some reason, but I enjoyed it. The last game I'm going to talk about today is Star Fox Adventures. Now, if you played like any of the Star Fox games, this one is probably the most different. It's almost like an epic journey, kind of like open-ended, I guess you could say, and you walk around on foot. It's a completely different type of game than the other Star Fox games. This took a little bit for me to get into just because I wasn't used to the formula. It's a really fun game, and I hope you guys try it out sometime if you do have it in your collection. There you guys go. That's part 3 of my Nintendo GameCube collection. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll be releasing part 4 next week. So until then, y'all, keep on reminiscing, baby.
Well, there you go. There's another 20 games in my Nintendo GameCube collection. Don't forget to tune in next week on Sunday for the 4th and final part. If you guys have any questions about the games that I talked about in today's episode, leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep on reminiscing, baby.
Stop it! Don't open that door!
But Chris is...
What is it?
Maybe it's Chris. Now, Jill, can you go?
I'm going with you. Chris is our old partner, you know.
Okay, let me handle this.